friends, it's Jenny from Origami Tree, and today we're making a do-it-yourself mini loot llama pinata. The loot llama is from Battle Royale and it contains ammo, materials, traps, and other things like that, but we are going to be putting candy inside. Actually, I don't have candy, so I'm putting in sequins. But anyway, before we jump into the tutorial, if you're new to this channel, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also turn on those notifications to be alerted of new crafty fun videos when they come out. And without further ado, let's jump right in!
To make the llama pinata, you're going to start with a purple cardstock. Now draw the shape of your llama on only one side of the cardstock with a light colored marker or pen. I'm using a gold sharpie so that it's easier to see on camera, and I'm drawing just on the right side. Then fold the sheet of paper in half so that when you cut it out, you'll have two llamas instead of one. Now take a pair of scissors and cut out the outline to form two llamas. Then I cut out 3 strips of purple paper in the same color that I drew the llama in, and these 3 strips are going to go around the perimeter of the llama, and so it's going to give it that 3D effect. Depending on how large your llama is, you may need to have more or fewer strips. I actually cut it more than I needed. I only needed 2, not 3, but it's always better to have more than, not enough. Now measure a 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of one strip and mark the spot. Measure a 1/4 of an inch from the top of the same strip and also mark that spot. And then I'm going to mark off the other end as well. Now connect the dots so that you have 2 horizontal lines running across that first strip. And repeat with the remaining 2 strips. Now take one of your strips and fold along the first horizontal line that you just drew. Repeat with the other line. And then do the exact same thing with your other 2 strips. Now grab yourself a pair of scissors and cut fringes along the bottom of one of the strips, and you're just going to cut from the bottom to that horizontal line. Rotate and repeat the same thing on the other side. And do the same thing with your other 2 strips. So now you've got 3 strips, and each one of these have fringes at the top and also at the bottom. And now you're just going to fold those fringes back. Now let's grab one of our llamas and also one of our strips, and we're going to glue along the perimeter of the llama. And we're going to do this by using the fringes to hold the strip in place. And you're just going to keep gluing and gluing until you cover the whole perimeter of the llama, and you can add more strips as you need them. You may also need to do some folding and have to be extra careful every time you reach a corner or you have to do a curve. So just pay extra attention when you're at those areas. So now let's set our first llama aside, and we're going to grab our second llama, and we're going to cut a little rectangle with an X-Acto knife right where the llama's saddle is going to be. This cut is going to allow candy to be placed inside the piñata because, after all, it is a piñata. Now we're going to take our second llama and we're going to glue it right on top of the first llama. Then grab some tissue paper and cut them into many strips and stack them on top of each other. So here I have 3 colors, a lighter blue, a dark blue, and also a light purple. So I'm going to grab my light blue one first and I'm going to take it and fold it in half. Then I'm going to cut fringes all along the bottom. And once you unfold it, you have several long strips of fringes. So now you want to go ahead and repeat that with the dark blue color and also the purple tissue paper as well. So once we have all of our tissue paper prepared, I'm going to start off by taking the light blue tissue paper and wrapping it around the llama's neck. Now when you're wrapping the tissue paper around the llama, you want to make sure you do several layers so that it's nice and thick. So once you're done with the light blue layer, you're going to add on some light purple fringes. Then a layer of dark blue fringes. And finally, a layer of light purple fringes. So next I want to work on the llama's eyes, so I just took 2 sheets of small white papers and cut out 2 oval eyes, glued them on both sides of his head, and then drew a little black dot to make his eyes with a thin sharpie. Next I cut out a thin strip of brown paper and I glued it to the back of his head and I just wrapped it around. And I took another strip and I wrapped it around his jaw. Then I grabbed a sheet of white paper, a small one, and I drew a little black arrow on top. I set that aside for a second and grabbed my llama again, and now I'm taking my X-Acto knife and I'm cutting through that opening that we made earlier. We can't really see it right now because the fringes are covering it and we just want to open that up again. So once you've opened up that hole, you can fill your piñata with little candies, maybe mini M&Ms or something like that. And I didn't have any candy, so I just filled it up with sequins because sequins are awesome. So then I took a small brown rectangle, and this is going to be the saddle of the llama, and I just glued that black arrow right on top, trimmed it to the size that I wanted, and then I folded the top of the brown rectangle and took that and glued it right on top of the piñata to cover up the opening where we had put in those sequins or candies. Then I took some purple cardstock, the exact same color as the llama, and I cut many thin strips of it, and this is going to make the llama's tail. I grabbed all those thin strips together and I tightly taped it at the top with some clear scotch tape. And now I'm just gonna wriggle it and wrinkle it a little bit. And finally, I'm going to glue that tail to the llama's butt. Now we're going to work on the llama's 4 legs, and for this I'm using 4 small rectangular sheets in dark blue. I rolled each one of them up to create these little tubes and glue them together. And then I took some purple washi tape and I taped the bottom of each one of these cylinders. And then finally, I glued on those 4 legs using glue dots. You can use a glue gun or any type of glue really, but I feel that glue dots hold the legs really well, so I used those. Once those 4 legs are on, your Fortnite Llama Pinata is completely done.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the adorable mini loot llama pinata from Battle Royale. But before you go, if you'd like to see more crafty fun videos like this, if you're not a subscriber already, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also turn on those notifications to be alerted of new crafty fun videos when they come out. I post a new video every single week and would love for you to join me. If you would like to further support this channel, I also have Hello My Crafty Friend t-shirts, mugs, tank tops, beach towels, all sorts of things. I'm gonna link that in the video description down below. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!